Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, Ruto did a cabinet reshuffle, and Kuria was among CSS who were touched. He was moved from the Ministry of Trade and Industry, in fact investment, to public service. And in that move, what many Kenyans believe is that it was a kind of garbage out and garbage in. Because if someone is not performing, then you just have to fire him or replace him. So what was this kind of moving from one ministry to another? But then that one aside, after Ruto moving Moses Kuria from the previous ministry to public service, Kuria went to Garissa to launch an industrial park. And in that event, there is a statement that Kuria gave out, which seemingly shows that he wasn't happy with the Ruto's decision to move him from where he was to a different ministry. But he's alleging that he has enemies who are celebrating his move from that ministry to another. Then I'm asking, who are Kuria's enemies? Is it the person who moved him from that ministry to another? Is it his deputy Gachagwa? Or who are these enemies that Kuria is saying they are celebrating his move? But above all, he's promising to deal with the civil servants ruthlessly, and is promising to work very hard to make sure that they are achieving a lot. I don't know how it's going to work, and I don't know if there is any positive impact Kuria left in the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment. But first of all, I want to listen to Moses Kuria, then from there we'll go deeper to understand why Kuria said this.
Na maadui wengi. Na sijali kwa sababu kwetu tunasema ndovu haiwezi kushindwa na pembe zake. Hata wakuje nani na nani, mimi kazi nitaendelea kutuanga, nitaendelea kujorosha Kenya. And if you don't like me, anza kuadikia, I can bet one thing. Wale wanasherekea ati mimi nilitolewa kwa hii wizara. Within 6 months, wataanza kwenda kwa rais kumwambia, ai, amezidi sana, mtoe hapa tena. They will be asking for another reshuffle in 6 months time. Wallahi, I promise you. Because vile itatoanga hii kazi, na vile nitaruka hii Kenya kila pahali kuhakikisha kwamba serikali ya William Samoei Ruto imesucceed kwa ile mipango ambayo iliahidi watu wetu. My friend, mtosheke na mjue ya kwamba kama ulikuwa unasumbuliwa na mimi nilikuwa na kawizara kamoja, sebuze saa hii mimi na coordinate wizara zote 22, si utajihalia.
Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Samasa, thank you so much, and again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, just one simple question. Why does Kuria think that people are celebrating his removal? Does it mean that he knows that people who he's supposed to serve do not like him? I think that's what Kuria is confirming in one way or another. That the people he needs to serve do not like his way of doing things. That's why he can say so. And in other words, this confirms the division in cabinet. Because then if you come out with such kind of statement telling people, remember, the people is telling are voters. So if he has a problem with the Kenyan people, then was that the right place to say that? It means also he is communicating to some people in government. So that is very clear. There is war in Kenya Kwanza government. If the individuals who are celebrating to an extent of making Kuria angry, then are some of his close allies in that very same government. That could be the truth. And again, if he has a problem, let him face Ruto and tell him, because that's the person who made that decision. No one pushed Ruto to move Kuria from the position he was serving. But then another question here. Kuria is confirming his bitterness. He's bitter. Because if he was happy, then that was not a statement to come from him. If he was not happy, if he was happy, I think he could have received that new assignment positively with two hands and move on. But you check on his body language, the speech, it tells you this is a very, very bitter man. Kuria is very bitter. And there are obvious reasons why he's bitter. Where he was serving in the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment. We know there was edible oil that came to this country. Who approved it to come? Free tax. Duty free. There was no tax. And that made KRA to lose a lot of money. More than 6 billion shillings in taxes. Who are the beneficiaries? Hapo ndio watu kama Kuria labda walikuwa wanakulia. Sasa ile nafasi ya kukula vile alikuwa anakula, just in a blink of an eye, billions of shillings labda haiko tena. Hana hiyo nafasi. Huko kwenye amepelekwa kwa Minister of Public Service, huenda ile pesa yenye atadili nayo ni pesa ya wazee. Hiyo ndio anaweza iba tu huko. Mambo mengine machache hapa na hapa. Lakini pale penye walifunga tu macho na kufungua billions. Wakakuja tena wakasema wanataka cereals zikuje kwa hii nchi, zikakuja. Rice. Talk about sugar. Just hata tukirudi kwa ile mambo ya edible oil. It was surprising you bring oil in this country. Then it was not taxed. But in the market it becomes much expensive than the other oil locally processed here and well taxed. It was more expensive by 1,000 shillings. Ilikuwa zaidi ya 1,000. So they were maximizing profit. In fact, hii ilikuwa highway robbery from common mwananchi. Then ukuja kwa hizi zingine zote. These people were getting a lot of money at expense ya kuangamiza mwananchi wa kawaida. That's what was happening. Hasa huko kwenye amesonga ni kukimbizana na pesa ya wazee na mambo mengine madogo madogo pale. And that's why Kuria is much bitter. But again, I'm wondering, because Kuria is joining a docket that is at its very low moment. In terms of, look on how they are giving services. So, he should be asking himself, how is he going to improve? Hata saizi ukienda kwa mambo ya huduma center, saa zingine wa jamaa wanakaa tu ni kama hakuna kazi ya kufanya. It's like you go to office to celebrate. Public service is at its lowest moment in terms of moral and performance. He needs to do his research rather than threatening people. Threats are not going to work at all. Itaenda chini na yeye labda. Anasema yeye ni mtu wa kufanya kazi kwa field, so you will not be sitting, you will deal with the people ruthlessly and the people, they are going to complain. Why would the people complain if you are really serving their interest? That mtasema wamrudisha kule kwenye alikuwa. I'm wondering. Because the only thing we can remember about Kuria is all about losing jobs. Instead of creating jobs, there was supposed to be revolution in manufacturing, but the opposite happened. A lot of jobs have been lost, youth are jobless. Saidi anasema ya kwamba, in fact, if you listen to entire clip, he's talking about firing civil servants, dealing with them ruthlessly. He should know that he can be fired more easier than a clerk. Sababu yeye ni appointiwa president. President akiamka leo aseme kazi imeisha, ni hivyo. Hawa civil servants wengine, there is a process to fire them. Hata ikiwezekana utawalipa. Kuria haelewi hiyo. His tank is another major problem here. The other day he told the Kenyans, go and drill your own oil. Kama unaona mafuta imepanda bei. That is a CS, in a serious docket. Then we are lost. And he's here with the same very tank. This government is lost, and there is nothing positive you should think of to get from this government. Even the president himself is lost. If these are the people who are supposed to advise the president, and this is how they are talking, hii ni serikali ya aina gani? Sasa kama unangojea anything positive from Kenya Kwanza government, then you are sick, uende hospitalini. Kama hii ndio tabia na hii ndio njia wanaongea nayo, hii hata sio serikali ya kuombea. They just must